So what's an appraisal? We've done a number of videos, and if you have looked into the real estate market at all, at some point you keep hearing this word appraisal, inspections, stuff like that. The appraisal step, the appraisal process in the transaction is if the buyer is using a lender, if they're borrowing money from a bank or financial institution, the lender is going to order an appraisal on the house that the buyer's trying to buy. The appraisal is basically exactly what it sounds like. We're going to appraise this property to see what its fair market value is. The reason for that is the bank, to protect themselves and to protect the borrower, is they're only going to loan a certain percentage of the fair market value price or the appraised value of that property. They're only going to loan a certain percentage to the buyer. This is a big difference of what's going on in the last few years when the market was kind of crazy here in Texas compared to back when there was a real estate crash, 2007, 2008, when there weren't many restrictions on lenders and appraisals. So now, especially over the last couple of years when the market was crazy, we even dealt with a couple situations where some of the offers that we were getting on some of our listings, we'd list them at fair market value, but the offers that were coming in were just astronomically high. But you got to understand that the lender, if a borrower or buyer is going to borrow money, the lender is going to order an appraisal. And if the house doesn't appraise for the contracted sales price, then now you've got a situation where the seller wants the contracted sales price, but the buyer wants the seller to reduce the price because the house didn't appraise. So the appraisal step is there to protect both parties, the lender and the buyer. Now, we'll do a different video to talk about how you might deal with this situation when the buyer really wants the house and they're willing to pay X amount, but the lender is only going to lend a certain amount. But the bottom line for this video is the appraisal is how the lender determines the value of the property so they can determine the right amount to loan on the property. And this step does protect the buyer and the lender. So get in touch with us for more information on this.